here it is. All the parts. Well, technically not all the parts, but this is what I can put on the table so you guys can see how far I went, how far I come. Let's break it down with the most important color, the blue. And I have to admit that this is the best I've done with this color. Far better than what I did with my Master Grade Jesta a long time ago, where I used this same paint on it. At the time I wasn't familiar with with Alclad and some of its candy version colors, because it's a different type of paint to apply and different type of method. For starters, even though there's a little bit of lint here and there, it is not as bad as what I did with my Jesta. However, what I did not do, which I did with the others, I top coated these. Now I didn't top coat these yet. I'm going to do that later on, because there's some things I need to do first, or I could probably do that now later on. Later on, meaning after this video. But the shine did come up nice. Is near perfect. I made sure that this thing was not, it was covered for at least 2 days in a container, so no paint would, no particles will fall on it. Everything came out nice, very nice. Yeah, especially the big leg part. The chrome parts, which I did, so I was going to do silver, or actually I was considering of using this one, which was ice silver, which is a very nice color tone, but I decided to go with this one because I really like how chrome looks like on this. I forgot how beautiful chrome is, and I'm going to have to get myself another bottle of Alclad 2 Lacquer Chrome ACL 107. So if anybody's interested in want to get these, that's what it's called, ALC 107. They're about $7 to $8 a bottle. I've already shown this in the past how to do this, so I'll probably do that again one day, on another kit. I don't know what yet, but for now this was okay. Now what I'm a bit impressed was with the metal black. The metal black is gorgeous. I love it. I really do. It comes out nice and smooth. You don't have to actually have this covered. You can actually keep this outside, because unlike Alclad, which is a different type of chemical, this one is from the Mr. Hobby lines, and it's a thick paint where you do have to thin this out completely. And I would recommend, of course, using leveling thinner for this. But it is nice. I do love the coating on it. It goes on nice and smooth. It really is. I can't wait to assemble this so you guys can see this. The red. I'll tell you this. I used up both bottles of the metallic red. And I was down to the point where I had to water it down and apply it layer by layer. And I had inconsistencies where certain areas needed an extra coat here and there, and then I had to spray it on. These two were not even enough, and I had to get one darker than the other. I didn't paint the inside because it was not necessary, because I also have to pop that open. Not actually, no, that did not have to be popped that open. I had to slide in there, because now the next color next parts that I'm gonna put on are the pale, these gold parts that I painted. Which, of course, now after reviewing it again, I see it did not get any good coverage here. So I'm gonna respray paint these again. I mean, this one looks good. This is not bad. It's the other one which I'm a bit annoyed. And yeah, so we pretty much covered up all. Oh, and then of course we have all the gray parts that you see here, which I didn't lay it out. But the metallic gray is is very, very, very nice. It's good. I like it. It's a lot of work to put into this, you know, especially when I get it right, nice and right. Okay, so that's the good news. There is bad news. Well, technically not bad news, just well, you know what? You got to give credit for people out there who knows how to, you know, knows how to think out of the box, I would say, who can see it in a different angle. And Zack WIP, who just recently posted his video, work in progress build of his 1/60th scale Mazinger, did something that just pretty much knocked it off the park for me, and I was like saying, fuck, why didn't I think of that? It's this part. Now, as you can see, I did not paint these parts. I was actually planning to mask it and then paint it. But what he did, and was great, was he popped it over. He removed it. He removed this. He cut the parts inside that made the connection to this, and of course he slid it in and out, kind of like what I did with my what do you call it? With my Penelope on the leg. And he did that so he can actually sand the seam lines down, and then that way it's nice and perfect. I tried to sand this down as best as I possibly could, but there's some seam lines here, there's a seam line there, there's a seam line here, here, and here, and yeah, let me look at the other one here. So this one has a seam line there that's very visible. This one I was able to cover it up, but now after seeing his video, I was like saying to myself, you know what, if I ever bring this to a show, this is going to be the one that many people will see. So I'm going to forcefully pop this open and repeat the process. Now basically this is, I'm not copying from him, like biting his technique, you know, of painting. All I'm doing is removing this so I can paint this separate, and then cut off the parts and make sure it slides in. Once I glue these on, seal them up, glue them on, sand them down nicely, and then reprime them, repaint them black, repaint them chrome. So yeah, I got work to do on these two guys. So there. He asked me if I actually painted the fists, and I did. As you can see, you don't see the seam line going right through there. There is a slight seam line here, which I tried ad nauseum, sanding that down, sanding that down, sanding that down, and you know what? I can't. No matter what I do, I can't. The bottom part I don't think I have to worry about, but the top part is the one that I think I'm going to worry about. If I feel like it, and I don't know if I am, I'll probably redo it again. And if I have to, I may have to, oh, I don't know. See, this is where I was a bit worried. I was worried that I was going to sand this down to the nub, and level it out, and then lose the design feature that was there. So I can plot plate it, you know, get a nice design, get a template, glue it on, and then do it again. But I don't know yet. I don't know. So we're gonna leave that alone. See, this one's okay as well. This one's good, because I was actually also sanding down the edges here with the sanding stick and paper, sanding paper from the wave line. There is some minor details that I'm going to be working on also. Once I finish top cutting the blue, oh, that's right, let me rephrase this, go back to this part. So there's a seam line here, which I cleaned up, and it will look good once it's sealed. Obviously this will go there, and then the gray part will go there. I'm not going to do what he's doing right now, where he cut this off and he cut the other part off. What's done is done. It'll be like that. Yeah, I admit to my mistakes, of course, but I'm not going to go to the extreme in certain areas because this thing is already painted. I don't want to lose the paint itself. The one thing that I am looking into is detailing all the little, all the little parts. Oh, no, correction, not the little parts. All the little details of the parts. Mainly like something like this, like in here, like how to take care of all the insides of this. I want to paint it like a little silverish color, not too obvious, but something that will show through the armor, especially in the legs and the arms, of course, because there's a lot of surface detail there, and of course the chest part. The red parts is going to be another one. That's going to be also as well, but I got to top coat those as well, and I'm using the premium top coat gloss to cover it up. Yeah, this is going to be a lot of work here. Now, besides all that, you guys are probably saying, is there anything else I'm going to do with this kit? Well, yeah. How about some decals? Alright, so I have a set of decals that I've been collecting, of course, throughout the years. Some of them are really, really nice. Some of them are ridiculously ridiculous. And I don't know if I'm actually going to apply all of them. Right now I have these three parts here that I was going to use as a point of reference. But let's put this to the side because I want to show what I got here. And I got a lot here. This one is the Waterslide decals for the Z Gundam. I have these Hexa Camo Decal Blue by Haikyuu Parts, which I've been meaning to use for quite some time. And of course, if you look at it, there's a purplish version of this. But then, of course, trying to figure out what could be used. Now, obviously, this can't be used for this, especially the red. So forget about that. Of course, I have some Macross decals. I don't know where did this come from. Oh yeah, this was like campaign decals that I guess somebody sent. So if I had if anybody's interested, if anybody has a Macross plane or something like that, and they want to put these lovely ladies on it, let me know. I'll probably ship it to you. Now I also picked up these purple pixel camouflage decals. It's pretty nice. I like these. This is the Millennium Falcon decals because since well, I have the sticker version, and then I have the Waterslide. Now I didn't use neither because I painted mine. Was considering putting on something like this on this guy, but don't see anything that will require it. Especially like maybe something there like a red, but that's probably going to be a little inconsistent, and the patterns are all different, so it's only, we have something like that will probably go there, but no. Now I have a whole slew of these decals. This is from the premium version of the Providence, and obviously if I ever get one of these master grades, like let's see, Ale Strike, I had it before, I don't have it anymore. I never bought the Blitz. I have the 2.0 Freedom Gundam, so I have now the decals for that. Don't have the dual Salt Shroud, I don't have the Buster, and I don't have the Aegis anymore. Yet, some of these can work, like let's say that yellow detail there. That will probably look nice going around this. That's a good one. Yellow on top of this, or white. Obviously we can't put Zaft there, that's ridiculous. There's some nice details here with the Blitz, the white parts there, like these two. Or these two. There's some detail there that can be used on white as well. And then of course we have all this that can be put on. So we'll keep this to the side. We'll consider that as a possibility. RX-78-2 Gundam real grade version. That is for a kit that I may get. Now these are another Haikyuu parts, but this is pastel pink. I don't think pink will go on this. but can pink work on red and on black? Maybe, maybe not. Blue, on the other hand, could work. Could work. We'll keep that on. We'll keep that on standby. This was something that I picked up online. These were the decals that I used on my GM Sniper 2. But this is the dark ones. This is the regular black ones. The one that I purchased was the white. And these are the best decals out there. So I could probably put it on this one, but it's not gonna be. It's gonna be so small. I don't think it's gonna work on this, especially in this. Look at this big. Sorry. Maybe let's see the red. We could probably put it on the red parts, especially here on the wings. Which, of course, no. Maybe if I go back to this. The yellow parts would be good. The only problem is I have very few, especially on how big these surface detail is. Let's keep that in the wings as well. Alright, so we have these accent Waterslide decals. These are blue. Now obviously blue and black will not be perfect for this. The silver, maybe, but there's too many circles here. I didn't realize that when I purchased this. So, and I don't see nothing circly around it, if you want to count, of course, these parts, which is the one that goes in the head. So we can't use that. More pixelated parts, but this one's in winter snow. I'd like to use that. Alright, so here we have gray parts, and this one looks kind of nice. A lot of small detail here. I'm looking for large ones. There are warning signs and things like that, and it would be nice for the legs and the arms, but again, it's so dark you can't see zip, so we can't use these. On the red parts, maybe. We'll figure that out. We'll put that to the side. More pixelated parts, but now in white. Probably starting to see a theme here. This was from IBO. Don't know what to use this for. I mean, there's some numbers and Roman numerals. These symbols from Tekadon, and other. This one's from an aircraft. This one's from the Master Grade RX-93, the new Gundam. Not that much stuff here. More IBO parts here. Don't know what to use them for. See, here's the black ones, of course, as I mentioned. So I have one open. I don't have to open up another one. These are small ones also, very for high grades and things like that. Don't know if I'm going to use it for this, so no. So I have the darker gray version of the other one, and this one probably will show more off on the other, so I'll keep that on standby. Now I have these are lettering, white alphabets. This one will be kind of cool. I'm thinking about using this. There's something that I remember seeing because I was doing some research on the Mazinger, and I believe there's a code that you can probably put on, or like an ID number. I'll show it off later on once I find it, but we'll keep that ready. Then we have some Hainu decals for the Master Grade Hainu. I have the Master Grade kit of that, so that's going to be put to the side. Now this one, silver strip lining. I like this. I like this as well. I like this. That I can put around, like around the kit, like one there, one here, one there, there. You know, like some detail around this, around the arm, around the leg, around here, like wrapping around there, around. So this is great for this. So I got this one that I can use. So I have this decal sheet that I can use here. I have some here that I'm going to possibly use. We'll flesh this out, work it out, see where we go from here. But first, let me do a little repair work. Alright, so I glued these on completely and sanded it down as best as I can using multiple sanding grits. I went from coarse to medium to nice and super fine, and I'm going to do a test here. So let's just do the entire part from here all the way down here. We do a press it down using the sticky tack. Then I pull up. There's I see no lines there. Actually, hold on. I think I may have pressed it accidentally. Let's do that again, just to play it safe. Alright, good. Alright, so there's a line there, and it's the same on everything. I gotta do this again because sometimes you know, when you do the sticky tack technique where you want to make sure you got all the seam lines, it not always goes through on the first, second, or third try. So you got to do it multiple times to make sure you got everything correct. Okay, so there is a line there, and I am feeling it with my finger. However, it's not a complete total loss. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to take some Tamiya putty, grab a little bit here. Actually, it's all dry, so I gotta dig in deep. Come on. Yeah, I can use this. I'm gonna apply it here. Just get it in there. I think it's not completely in. This thing is, wow. Did I pull out a fresh one? Because this thing is really, really old. Yeah, you know what? I think I'm gonna have to do this again. Oh no, hold on. If I do that. Let me just dig out a cavity here. Where's my tissue paper? Alright, here we go. This is a little bit more manuable. I'm going to clean this up a bit. And then if you want to do it with your finger, go ahead, just be careful. I think that's it. This one looks okay, but I'm going to put it right over it, and then once it dries I'm going to sand it down. I have the same problem with this one as well, because no matter, I think it opened up, this got damaged during the course of me opening it up, because you know, it was actually nicely glued, but then when I started opening up, it cracked open a little bit here and there. So even though I put more glue on it to seal it up, there was that problem where, you know, a little bit of the gap was there. There we go. There we go. All right, so we'll give this some time to dry up, and then I'll just continue sanding until it's nice and smooth, and then I'll prime it up again. Now I've already cut this part here, so it should go in like this. So later on I'll glue it. I'll glue this after I finish painting, but I didn't cut this one up, so let me just do it right now before I forget. Just cut that one here, that one here, and then cut that part here. And then come around here. Yep, and that goes there. Oh, you know what? I gotta sand it down a bit. Where's my sanding stick? I guess I'm gonna have to super glue this, but in areas where it won't affect the part where it turns, because clearly this thing is gonna turn like that. So I have to somehow super glue this entire section here to the back end of this. There we go. So that will look like that. There we go. Alright. So, I thought it would be done by now, but no. I'm still preparing, you know. I'm still waiting for the parts, the other parts to dry with the top coat. And then we'll go from here to, you know, detailing and decaling.